Hey gang, what is going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. So it's football day today. I got my Jets gear on. They're playing the Eagles, but the NLDS and the ALDS championships rounds are starting today. ALDS kicks it off today with the Texas Rangers and versus the Houston Astros. And then tomorrow, the Philadelphia Phillies played Arizona Diamondbacks, as well as Game 2 of the American League Championship Series. So let me preview this, and I'll give you my predictions, okay? Again, for a big championship round. Have it being the bats versus the arms. Texas loaded up with bats. They got some pretty guns. And Max Scherzer's back in this round, too. So he'll be part of the starting rotation versus the experienced arms of the Houston Astros. And then we got the youth of the Arizona Diamondbacks in that attack of the offense versus the star-studded Philadelphia Phillies offense. So this is going to be a pretty exciting series. And again, you know, with the Houston Astros, they've shown that good pitching beats good hitting. And their pitching is primed and ready to rock and roll. And I'm not saying their offense is nothing to snark at or laugh at. I mean, they got Yordan Alvarez and they got Kyle Tucker. They got some, and Jeremy Pena and some young stars to complement some of the other guys that they have been there before. The Texas Rangers have loaded up everywhere. They got Scherzer, okay? They've got all those young pitchers as well. They've got these young players and they've got these stars. And it's going to be an exciting series in the American League. I think it's going to be a slugfest, and I do think it's going to go back and forth. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing Max Scherzer versus Justin Verlander. That'd be kind of a nice game if they play Game 1. And we'll see. I haven't seen that yet tonight, but if that is the case, that's going to be a good one. Now moving over to the National League, the Arizona Diamondbacks got a young, dynamic lineup. You got Corbin Carroll, and you got Paul Sewald in the bullpen. You got Zach Gallen leading the rotation, Merrill Kelly. So they've got a good balanced attack of pitching, veteran pitchers, and young upstart, exciting offense as well. But then you pair them against the Bryce Harper-led Philadelphia Phillies. You got Harper, you got Castellanos, you got Trey Turner, you got Kyle Schwarber. And if Schwarber gets hot, he wasn't hot last round. If he gets hot along with these other guys staying hot, they're going to be a very, very, very hard team to beat. Really, really, really do. So, and you got Aaron Nola, and don't be surprised to use some of their long relievers. Their starters as long relievers. Taiwan Walker and some of these other guys, Ranger Suarez, because you got Nola, you got Zach Willie, you got some of these other guys. So it's going to be an interesting series. But at the end of the day, my predictions are this. Okay, right, that's the high. This is my prediction. The Rangers I have winning in 7, going to the World Series versus the Phillies, who are going to win in 6 in my predictions. So those are my predictions right there. Rangers in 7, Phillies in 6. And that, to me, is going to be a very exciting World Series. If the Phillies make the World Series and they somehow play the Astros, then I hope they reverse the tides on the Astros and beat the Astros like the Astros beat them last year. So, but those are my picks right there. Rangers in 7, Phillies in 6. Load up the comments. Let me know what you think. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. I thank you for both, because I will keep you fed on every recap on every game and any other breaking news that comes out. And I have one more piece of news for you, speaking of news. And I put out a short on this earlier, but if you haven't seen it, the Yankees are actually going to be pursuing a reunion. The reports, according to this morning's reports, they're going to be pursuing a reunion with Jordan Montgomery. So, and we already know that they're super aggressive on Yoshinobu Yamamoto from Japan. So all signs, in my opinion, are pointing towards them potentially getting both, which makes it fascinating. But does that also mean that they're going to use some of their pitching prospects in the trade to get a guy like Juan Soto? So this you get a Yamamoto, you get a Montgomery if he's somehow willing to come back to New York. You get both of those locked up. You get a Juan Soto here, and any supplementary trade you make after that with a reliever or another outfielder, that's a pretty legendary offseason for the Yankees. So some things to be excited and some things to think about. And this Friday, I have a very special guest coming on, and we're actually going to break down the Yankees' finances and spending. We got some information, some accurate information that breaks this down in a way that will give a lot of us a greater insight and a greater understanding of why they do certain things, why they don't do certain things. There's a lot of misinformation going on out there right now, and we're going to help give you some more information that's accurate, okay? And it might give you a little bit of a better understanding in terms of what that is. And again, like I've said before, I don't want you to have one side of the story. I want you to have both sides of the story. And then you can decide whatever your opinion is at that point. So you'll have more information. I've already talked about this before, but I've got somebody else who can back up the information too. So I'm very much looking forward to that on Friday night. That'll be about 9:30 p.m. or 9:45 p.m. So be on the lookout for that. I'll have everybody notified too. But those are my picks: ALCS and NLCS. Let me know what you think. Whatever your picks are. Have a great weekend. Talk to you next time.